One student recently got stripped of 2,000 Canadian dollars. Welcome to Bani Abroad. In this video, I'm going to save you. Yes, I'm going to save you from 9 common mistakes that international students commit when they come to Canada. If you're new to this channel, then I make content on studying and settling abroad, which will give you an edge. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit it right now. So if you want to learn from others and not make your own mistakes and then learn, then make sure that you watch this video. And by the way, that's the church gong. Also, if you're tired of Indian agents who mislead you, which I have heard a lot in my DMs, then here's the solution. I have my own consulting firm, Collegiado, through which I'll help you with the entire university or college application. The link is in the description box as well as in the first comment. Let's dive right into the video. Talking about point number 1. This point is the most important because this is going to cost you a lot of money and a lot of panic. This is about scams in Canada. Yes, there are scams even in Canada. Canada is not free of those. So don't think that, oh, I've come to Canada and people are all nice. It's not like that. One student recently got stripped of 2,000 Canadian dollars because of this. He got a phone call saying that he has committed a crime. There are 7 charges on his sin. So he panicked and transferred the money. But these are all scams. To know more about scams, watch the video above. Please don't fall into any of these scams. Be aware from the beginning itself that these kind of things will happen to you. So you don't have to panic and you have to recall that, oh, these are the common scams which happen in Canada. Now moving to point number 2. This is related to PR. A lot of people come here for a 2-year master's degree or a 2-year PG diploma and then they get that 3 years PGWP time. Some people take action right from the beginning, while some people are a little relaxed and they think that, oh, 3 years, it's a long time, they'll manage and eventually get PR. But make sure that you don't fall into the second category because you might think that it's not late, but then eventually time passes and you will regret it later. So please be mindful about this and prepare your strategy accordingly. Now coming to the third point, which is also related to PR. But that's a disappointment to me. A lot of students think this way, that first let's get our PR sorted and then we'll look at a job in our particular field. Most of them continue their jobs in food restaurants and of course they're promoted to supervisor so that they fall into knock B category, which will eventually get them the PR. But their focus does not stay on getting a job in their own field, which I think, of course, till you haven't gotten that job, there's a plane now. Okay, while we wait for the plane to go away, I have to tell you this thing. I love this park, first because it's beautiful, and second, a lot of people bring their dogs for walks. So I don't have a dog as a pet, but at least I get to see the dogs here. Now it's better. So I was talking about that a lot of people get complacent once they get that knock B job, maybe of a supervisor, a gas station supervisor, a restaurant supervisor. And then they feel that, okay, once they get their PR, they'll figure it out. And then they start getting more complacent and think, it's fine, my living expenses are getting sorted this way, so it's okay. But I highly encourage you that if you came with this mindset from India, that you want a job in your own field, but when you came here, you saw that it's a little hard and then you had that job, you became complacent, please don't do that. Until you find that job, keep searching. It might take you 1 month, it might take you 3 months or even 6 months, but eventually you'll land that one. And of course, even if you start at the entry level, but that would be in your field, so that would pave a strong foundation for your career. So please take action on this part as well and don't get complacent. Now enough of PR, talking about the fourth point, that is taking your G1 exam as soon as possible. Please don't wait. This is one mistake that I committed and now I'll have to wait a few months in order to get my G2 and then G. If you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to drive, it's fine, then let me tell you this thing, that is really an important piece of your ID, because otherwise, for example, if you want to go anywhere where an ID card would be required, you'll have to carry your passport. And you would be tensed all the way and be careful that, okay, you have to keep that passport carefully and that should not get lost. And sometimes you forget that, right? You don't have that in your wallet. So if you have the G1, it's quite handy. So make sure that even if you don't intend to drive, you should have that simply for having an ID. For all those people who are fans of going to clubs, then this point is really important for you because you'll need to carry a passport, and there, if you get drunk or something, Who's going to take care of that? So you need to give the G1 as soon as possible. Now the fifth point that I'm going to talk about is highly debatable, but my take on this one is clear. And the point that I'm going to tell is about working more than 20 hours per week. Please don't do this. I know you would have heard a lot of friends working more than 20 hours and they eventually got their PR. No harm to them. But I like to compare this to a robber. In the eyes of the world, you are not a robber until you get caught. So here the analogy is same. You might get away with working more than 20 hours per week. But what if out of all those 1,000 people, you are the one person who gets charged for that? Then that is going to really impact your future. You are going to get deported, as simple as that. I know that there are all kinds of rumors going around. The average for the month should be 20 hours per week, the average for the year. But I have not seen this written anywhere. When you get your study permit, it's clearly mentioned that you are eligible to work 20 hours a week. It's not written average or something like that anywhere. So please be careful about this. Now let's talk about the sixth point, and that is the luxury of having credit card. Get that as soon as possible because it's really important to build your credit history here in Canada. Your credit history in future will help you buy a house, buy a car, and that also, if you have a good credit score, you will get really decent offers. Now, when it comes to utilizing those credit cards, I want you to be careful. Don't overspend. Don't think that it's free money coming in and you will return it later. If you're just spending on unnecessary things, don't do that, because at the end of the day, you have to pay that back. And now just one simple trick on how to maintain a good credit score. For example, if you have been given a credit limit of 1,000 Canadian dollars, the thumb rule is 30-70. So use 30% of that, use $300 each month, and then before the due date, pay that back. Don't use all the amount because that would also have an impact on your credit history. Now let's come to an interesting point, the seventh point, and that's those fancy cars. You all dream of having fancy cars, and of course it's easier if you're in Canada, but if you can't afford it, then don't buy that. I'm repeating that, don't buy that. If you can afford it, if you are earning good income, and if you're freelancing on the side, doing your side hustle, and then if you can afford that, by all means buy that. But you should have savings in your bank at the end of the month. It's not that whatever you're earning from your part-time, you're just putting that into your rent and in your car. Instead, you can either invest that money or pay back your loans or save for your tuition fees. Now coming to the eighth point, which is more of an introspection. When you were back in your home country and were thinking of coming to Canada, you would have something in your mind, right? You're going to Canada because you want quality education, you want to explore another country, or maybe you just want to earn money. So be really clear about your goal. If you think that you want to do masters in this particular stream and then get a job there, then your goal should be to study well, grasp the concepts, also start looking for jobs in your field at the right time. But if you came to Canada through study permit just for the sake of settling here and you don't have any aim of the corporate field, you want to pursue your own business, or maybe you want to pursue your own business, or maybe you want to get that truck driver's license. So it's your personal decision, but just be very clear about what your end goal is. If your goal is not to enter into the corporate world, then it's fine. You can be a little relaxed about your studies, but of course make sure that you pass your exams. But if your goal is to go into that particular field, then you should study properly. So the rationale behind this point was just to make you introspect on your goals and then base your decisions on that. Now coming to the ninth and the last point, which is really important. You can discard all the other points. If you don't lay importance on this last point, I don't want to say anything, but don't do that. And that is about your health and fitness. I know life in Canada gets really hectic. You have your classes, you have to go to your part-time job, you have to study for your exams. That's a lot that you have to do. And in all of this, your health and fitness suffers. But don't let that happen. You can do meal prep during your weekends or any day of the week where you are comparatively free. And then all throughout the week, it would be really convenient for you to cook healthy meals. So don't worry about that. I'll make a full video on that and I'll guide you on how to do that. For fitness, if you don't have enough time, you can simply go for a walk. Or for example, if you're going to your work or coming back from work, then you can simply get off the bus 2-3 stops early so that you get some movement during the day. I hope this video will save you a lot of time, money, and that you'll focus on your health and fitness and your dreams, and that you will not become complacent. So if you think that you found this video to be valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget that bell icon as well. Until my next video, take care and stay happy. Bye.